إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا من سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. First and foremost, we would like to offer our utmost greetings to all of you today. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Naufal Fikri of 1181 boarding class, and I, inshallah, will be today's event's MC, along with my colleague.
My name is Sana, and we are here to be excited to present this MUN workshop. So first in our agenda, we will have the opening speech by our head of curriculum, Ustad J, and our beloved and wonderful sergeant, Mr. Tasabi. Please, for the both of you, the stage is yours.
Okay. It's my turn. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. Can you listen to me clearly?
Yes.
How are you today? Can you give me more energy? How are you today? I'm fine, thank you. Alhamdulillah. So, first of all, let's start our meeting by reciting basmalah first. Okay, everyone. So maybe some of you have known me. So my name is Mr. Joko Adi, but most of the students call me Mr. J. And then in the school, I am as the head of the curriculum. Okay, because the school trusts me to be the curriculum coordinator. Okay, and then today I am so happy. I'm so honored to be here. I'd like to say thanks to Ustad Ilham, because Ustad Ilham can hold this event. As this is very good program, good class, inshallah. Okay, so let's say thank you very much to Ustad Ilham. Thank you. Let's say together. Thank you very much. Okay, and everyone here, because I am as the head of the curriculum, I want to represent the school. What you have to do when you become the member of the MUN. So what is MUN, by the way? Okay, so do you know what is MUN? Okay, do you know a lot about this? Okay, to be honest, so this is still something new for me. Okay, so that's why when I see the number of the participants here, the number of the students who are excited to join this, many are a lot. So I'm so happy. I'm really happy because you have good energy, you have good ideas because you want to join this club. It's a great idea. So because of that, I want to give you some suggestions, some advices. Okay? So the first one is please be responsible. Please be responsible with your choice to be the member of MUN in Al-Wildan Islamic School 3, 2060. Okay? That is the first thing that you have to remember. Please be responsible. Okay? And then the second one is please be a good role model. Okay? What does it mean? When I say this, because MUN, so everything will be delivered in English. So make sure from now on, so wherever you are, when you meet your members, okay, with your friends, with your colleagues, so please use English. So I don't want later on when I see say, I'm asking, so are you the member of MUN? Yes, I am, but you speak Bahasa with your partner. Okay? So it's not accepted. Okay, so please be a good role model for your friends. You understand? Did you understand what I say? Yes. Okay, you understand. Okay, good. And then the third one is don't forget, because you are also the student, please make it balanced between this MUN program and also your academic. Okay, your academic must be balanced. Okay, so you have to focus on this two. There's two things. So it is challenging, but you have to make it balanced. Okay, you have to focus on MUN, but you need to also focus on your academic or on your study. You understand? Yeah. You understand? Yeah. Okay, and then the last, okay, the last is, because this is something challenging for us, make sure you keep asking for your seniors or your teachers about what? About the ideas or the concept that you will visit. Because you will read a lot of news, if I'm not mistaken, yeah? Is that correct? So they will read a lot of news, a lot of information. So you need to keep asking, okay? Whether this information is correct or not, okay? Whether this is true or not, before you keep it inside of your head. Okay, so you need to ask, okay? You need to filter whether this news is correct or not. Okay, so keep asking to your senior and also to your beloved teacher, Ustaz Ilham. Inshallah, is going to help you a lot in this MUN. Okay, and then last, I want to say thank you very much and congratulations. I hope this MUN, because this is still new, it can run very long. Okay, so I hope it's not just maybe 1 month or 2 months, but I hope it will last forever here. Okay, so this is a good beginning for us, and then let's what is the yell in this MUN? Have you decided, sir?
There is no yell.
There is no yell. Okay, then. So maybe I will say MUN. Come on, any ideas? Okay, maybe for now. Okay, when we can say MUN, yes, we can. Okay. Maybe later on they will change it, but now I want to give you this, okay? MUN? Yes, we can. Okay, MUN? Yes, we can. Thank you very much. That's all from me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. If you haven't known, I'm the Secretary General for the MUN Cup, and first and foremost, I would like to thank our most beautiful core team in the back there for preparing and committing to this event. And I would like to thank all of you for coming to our workshop today. Right? So, what is MUN and what exactly are you doing? When I first started MUN, I was shy. I was reclusive, right? I couldn't speak in front of 1 or 2 people, even if they were my friends, right? But now you see me now speaking in front of you with the most smoothest and confident tongue there ever is, right? So MUN isn't the usual speech competition where you speak only once or twice. It's where you have to speak tens of times. The conferences go for 1 to 2 days, and you have to speak so many times. And I say this because if you put yourself in the situation where you have to face a lot of people, and you put yourself in that situation for so many times, you become easy at public speaking. You become confident. You break the walls of your own confidence, and you make yourself anew. Right? And that's just not it for MUN. It's not only about public speaking. It's about negotiating. It's about researching. It's about debate. It's about how you critically think in the pressure spot and how you hit hard and think about that response fast. So it trains every single soft skill you have to make you the model leader. And possibly in 1 or 2 years, you'd probably be in a space where, or in a place where you never imagined. I never imagined myself to become a secretary, right? In my previous school, in my MUN club, in my previous school, I was always like a low life, right? But here, now, I am now somewhere I've never imagined before, right? So I hope that in this workshop today, you can really get the lesson that there is. You can really merasak the lesson that we're going to give you, right? So we're all here today to not make the choice for you, whether or not you want to join. We're here to help you make that choice. And I'd say if you do miss out on this, you miss out big, right? But it's still, of course, up to you. And I hope today our workshop goes well, and you all can really listen to what MUN is. Thank you. That's all for me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for the speech, Zaki and Mr. J.
Let's all say MashaAllah. MashaAllah for the beautiful speech that have been delivered by Zaki and Mr. Moving on to our next agenda, there will be a presentation which will be delivered by 3 of our respectable and knowledgeable friends. They will, inshallah, be enlightening you guys about MUN, so that you guys have a better picture and understanding of what might expect from MUN. So please welcome Zaki Amir Shah, Zaki Hanif, and Zaid Al-Abada. The floor is yours.
Alright, so first things first, I guess this is why you're all here right now. What is MUN? I guess with Ustad Joko's speech before, you already know what MUN is, right? And what it stands for. It's one of the United Nations. Go ahead, Zeba. You guys might have heard of the so-called MUN, and I saw your responses in the Google form, and you all mainly said you already knew MUN before. Is that right? Yes. Oh, I see. Okay. So today we're just gonna go in depth on what MUN is. Yeah, I just skipped this one. So, Model United Nations or Model UN is an extracurricular activity in which students typically role-play delegates to the United Nations and simulate UN committees. So what you're going to be is that you're going to be a country and you're going to go to you're going to role-play as a country and you're going to go to a specific UN committee that handles a specific issue. The competition is called an MUN conference, which is usually organized by a high school or college MUN. For example, high schools, international high schools like Binus or Buntari, as well as colleges like ITB and UI, and international MUNs as well. At the end of most conferences, most outstanding delegates in the committee are recognized and given an award certificate. To put it simply, it's a basically scaled down version of the United Nations. From what you know of the United Nations, it's just basically that. It's how countries put their minds and their issues together and they try to solve the problem. Now you will be one of those countries. Delegates get to express their passion of countries, soft skills, or anything else on a professional platform. So, what is a council? A council is basically a group of countries who gather together trying to solve a specific issue, or it's an issue that they want to talk about, right? Now, for example, the US attends a council on war, on the Russia-Ukrainian war or something, right? Or probably something like Somalia attends a council on economics and social issues and whatnot. They're just trying to solve the problem, and they want a voice at what's called a council. Councils are basically, yeah, what I said before, councils imitate what they are in the actual UN, each having their own special role and the types of problems it addresses. There are also special councils. You'll find them out later. For example, fantasy councils based on fantasy worlds, or crisis councils based on, well, crisis, yeah. So, the types of councils there are the General Assembly. This is the council that makes the policies for the UN. It's the general policy maker. It's the general policy maker for the UN. If you attend this one, that means you're basically like the lawmaker of the UN, right? And this is the largest council in the UN, typically, right? Then we have ECOSOC, or economics and social issues. This handles extreme poverty, environment, inequality, and so on, right? Economics, well, yeah, you get it. It's probably business, something like brain drain, or other things concerning the economy and whatnot. Now, finally, we have the most exciting council, or the UNSC, the security issues, which handles the security issues of the world, for example, war, terrorism, armed conflict, and whatnot. And it's basically the council where the most heaviest topics are discussed, right? It's not like the other councils where they just discuss something everyone can agree upon, right? It's the council that's heavy on geopolitics, and it's the council that's heavy on really heavy issues.
Next up, we're going to discuss the timeline. So obviously, an MUN conference typically lasts like 1 or 2 days, but the preparation extends beyond before that. So when you sign up for an MUN, you get to choose your council and country preferences. You won't get what you want all the time because it's up to the committee to pick, but it really depends on the slot allocation there is available. After signing up, there is the end of registration. This is where your country and council will be typically emailed to you in an online MUN. And that is when you will start your research phase. Now, this is what I like to call a research phase 1. This is when you do a general research on the topic. So let's say the topic is poverty. So you will search what poverty is or what the minimum income of a country needs to be considered poverty, right? And for position paper, that will be discussed later if you pursue MUN. But it's basically a 2-page essay where you write what your country thinks of the issue. Now, this position paper can be submitted like the day before the conference or a few days. It really depends on the people who are organizing the conference. So that's when you need to make your choices because you need to write them. And then we will get into research phase 2. This is maybe a few days before the conference or even better, a week before the conference. This is when you want to start getting in-depth into your research, right? You want to see how the issue relates to your country. So, for example, I got Russia-Ukraine war and I got the country Ghana. So Ghana is nowhere near Europe, right? It's in Africa, and you want to find how Ghana connects to the war. So the judges really appreciate that, and they will see that your research will pay off, right? So other than that, maybe research like what the economic status of the country is, so you can rebuttal other delegates later on. Then we get into the conference. Now, the conference can be broken down into 3 stages. The start of the conference is when you will make your opening speeches. So, opening speeches contain country stances. Stances are what countries think of a certain issue. So, you will know what other countries think, and you will need to write down what they think so you can use later on during the conference. Moving on to the middle of the conference, this is where blocks are made. So blocks are like groups of countries who share the same views, and the same views can be seen before in the country stances, right? So you use that to see who are on the same page as you. So after making the blocks, these blocks will make what's known as working papers. Working papers are basically like a compilation of solutions given by every member of the block. So they will solve the issue later on. And this working paper will be debated upon during the end of the conference. So during the end of the conference, these working papers will become draft resolutions. And these draft resolutions will be debated to see if there are any mistakes or things that just won't go accordingly, if there are any issues with the solution, etc., etc. And that resolution will be voted upon. So we get to see which resolution passes and which does not. It doesn't have to be one resolution, it can be multiple. So the end goal of the conference is just to get a resolution through. You don't want to end the conference without a solution because that means the conference is meaningless. Okay, once the resolution passes, the conference usually comes to an end. They suspend the debate, and immediately after, you will have the awarding ceremony. This is where outstanding delegates will get recognized and gets awards based upon their performances and what the judges think of it. Okay, I think that's it for the timeline. We can move on.
So, all of that talk, I must say it must have bored you a bit, but I guess we get into the more of the beefy part of it, right? What are the benefits of joining MUN and why you should join? You must have been thinking this while we were presenting. Alright. So, first and foremost, English skills. MUN is an English-based platform, so you have to use English, English, English. So automatically, all delegates have to have a rudimentary understanding of English. You don't need to be fluent. The objective is with joining MUN, you can be fluent, right? So it just has to be enough. But it will train you because you have to use it all the time. You have to write in English. You have to talk in English with other delegates. You have to converse with them in English. Joke with them in English, right? There's so many things you have to do in English that helps you do it formally and informally. Next, we have research and preparation skills. As my colleague has said before, right, MUN is very research heavy, right? So research is key. Finding the sources and the stuff you need is basically like your sword and your shield, like a fuel to an engine or ammo to a gun. And researching certain things is no easy task. I'll hand it over to you.
Okay. Sorry for the interruption. So, we're moving on to benefits, as Sakiyoshi already mentioned. Of course, the benefits from MUN that you got are the main benefit is research skills and preparation skills, because we need to prepare well before the MUN, or not, we will eventually become nervous and will not actually talk at all in the conference, because we really need to be solid with our researches. And of course, preparation is main key also. We cannot prepare our debates or our arguments a day before the conference, because of course we need to research many websites, many sites about the problem itself. Second slide. Okay, of course, public speaking is very, very important in MUN, and that is why most people, after doing MUN conferences, are able to talk very well in front of a lot of people, because in a conference itself, we are tasked, we are assigned to be able to argue, to talk, to negotiate with many other people who are stronger and with good arguments as well. As I mentioned, negotiation and communication is also a major benefit from MUN. From what I'm reading here, like real countries and their delegates, we are tasked to negotiate and communicate some conflicts and share our own opinions and stances. That is why negotiation is a main benefit. And also communicating what you want to do, what you want to say, why, to who, and how. Negotiating terms and conditions, concessions, and rights is also a core part in MUN. Next slide, please. Okay, most of you probably think MUN is like a debate, and it's very true. Debate is one of the main aspects of MUN, and that is why we can get a lot of benefits from it. Debating is one of MUN's founding characteristics. It goes along in terms of importance with negotiating, as mentioned before, and all the other skills that I've said before, like communicating these issues and all. Okay. Now moving on to sharing and Q&A sessions.
All right, I guess we move on to the Q&A session. Yeah, go ahead. If there are any questions about what we just said. Anyone? No questions?
Please, guys, don't be ashamed to ask. It's okay. Yeah, it's not shameful.
When is the conference?
When is the conference? Well, you have to join. Oh, we have to join the club first, and then you have to go through some training sessions first, so you're ready, and then you can join a conference.
Any other questions?
Yes.
Also increase our chances of getting a scholarship.
Of course. course.
Yes, a big opportunity.
Some MUNs are directly under the UN. So if you get awards over there, and if you want to go outside, right, or if you want to study abroad, the universities will clearly see you because MUN is not like a speech. Like I said before, MUN is not like a speech competition where you speak once. It's where you prepare all these things, right? It's not only speech, it's negotiation, it's public speaking, it's debate, right? And when universities see that you won in an MUN, right, that you actually raised the victory and become the best delegate or the most outstanding delegate or an honorable mention or a verbal commendation, right? They see that you've gone through all this preparation and that you've won. So it certainly sets you apart from all the other applicants to the university, especially going to go international. Yes?
If we lose one of the debates, does it lower our chances of getting a scholarship?
Not exactly. But if, for example, if you lose in the debate in the MUN, then it doesn't ruin your credibility, it kind of hurts it, and the judges can see that your performance isn't that well, right? But if you do win, then the judges can see that the performance is really good, and that adds points to yourself.
Honestly, you shouldn't worry much about losing because there's a lot of experience to gain in that.
It's more about the experience and benefits from what we go through the conference.
Yes.
Will the MUN increase our scores in the report card?
No. There's no great points. There's no great points.
False.
Yeah. The benefits are for you and for you only. Wow. Alright.
Is there a way where you can not join the conference but observe in a way?
Oh yes.
Yes, you can observe first before joining the conference.
And do all conferences accept observers?
Yes.
Yes, but some schools usually ask you to fill some forms first before joining.
You definitely can just over.
It's now mostly online, so it's pretty easy to just observe. It's not as expensive as offline everywhere.
Yes.
Is the conference going to be recorded?
Is the conference gonna be what? Recorded. Oh yes, of course. It's gonna be recorded by the host school or something. And then you can see your maybe you want to see how you debated or how you spoke, right? You can definitely do that. Any other questions?
I'm a little bit concerned, like how do we research? Of course I know, but sort of what let's say I'm presented with something like, what do you guys usually type in the search bar? Because I'm a little bit sometimes you know what I mean.
Right. So in some MUN conferences, they usually give us like guidelines of what to search. So they give us the problem, and then they give us this kind of handbook where we are supposed to search something. But then you can add like something else by yourself to add more like arguments. So basically, that's what you search. So they'll give you handbooks. Hope that answers the question. Yes.
Is there just one like a group or just one people?
Individual. But there's also where you can be a double delegate with your partner and whatnot, and then you can represent the country together. Any other questions? Yes.
Is it hard?
Is it hard?
I think that the difficulty actually depends on which council you choose.
Yes.
My first council was the UNSC, which didn't exactly went well. So I think difficult or not, it's according to which council you choose, and of course your preparation. It helps a lot. You need to prepare a lot.
Yeah.
You research your
Yeah, but first time for your first timers, it's definitely gonna be hard, right? But that's the nature with everything if you take it on the first time, right? If you take it on the first time, it's definitely going to be hard, right? Because it's your first time. So of course that you're good, but it's because it's your first time, you get to know and you can get experience from your first time, so that your second time won't be as hard. Yes.
What should we do in our first time?
Sorry? What should you do?
We do in our first time?
Oh, your first time you can just observe, like you said, or you can just maybe just if you can be a delegate, then that's good. but you can also just, if you don't want, for example, if you just want to see the surroundings or just tap your legs in the water, then you can definitely do that. Just see and whatnot and just observe. That's definitely possible.
What is the forward for winning the debate?
What is the what?
There are four, right?
There are four. Yes.
Four.
There's the. It's basically just a ranking system of like your performance in the council. There's most outstanding. There's
The best. So basically, the fourth place is a verbal accommodation.
Yes.
Then the third place is honorable mention. Then second place is most outstanding. Then the first place is a best delegate.
Don't forget the best position.
yes.
Yes.
The position paper he said that doesn't work. Yeah. Any other questions? No other questions?
No?
Oh, okay.
After observing, probably we'll try to like let you join a conference, basically. Yeah.
Will you guys show us about the conference?
Oh yes, of course. Of course. We'll show you how
After this,
conference.
there will be like things where you can experience
How conference
how
works.
conference works.
Yes.
Do you have to pay?
Yes. You have to pay. You have to pay. But it's gonna be paid by the school. So Monday. Okay, any other questions?
No?
Any more questions?
Any more questions?
It's okay, ask away. Ask away.
There's no more
We have
questions?
plenty of time.
Okay.
When is the signing up?
When is the what?
Signing up.
Signing up will be held.
Oh, we'll give you an MUN, for example, there's going to be an MUN on this date, and then we'll update you if you want to join it or not. Of course, if you want to join the conference, right, it's definitely it's your choice. We're not going to force you to join any conferences, but if you do join one, then it's going to be a great first time for you. But, for example, there's a conference in Itebek or in or something, right? Or a conference outside the nation, for example, in the Philippines or in Vietnam, we'll definitely update you.
You said before on Discord that the school will find the conferences by themselves, but if we find a conference by ourselves and we seem like we want to join, do you suggest?
Of course.
Just sign up and
Just sign up.
tell us because we want to join too.
Any other questions? Yes.
Is it fun?
Is it fun? It's very fun. Very fun. Very fun. Very fun.
In a way, it's
You'll never know if you haven't tried.
Yeah. I guess you can. Wait. Any other questions first? No more questions. I guess you can go with on the sharing, right?
yeah.
Go ahead. Zaki, share first. Share quick good experience and share first.
My first experience.
Yes, share first.
Okay, my first conference was in March, right? It was held by Venus Kosapong, and I became the delegate of China. The topic was, it was the WHO Council, World Health Organization, and the topic was increasing treatment availability for AIDS. So basically, China didn't have much relevancy in the issue. So I was kind of disappointed in getting China, but I did research with him, and we made it work. Nights in, night out, just researching all night, right? So when I got to the conference, it was online. It was very nerve-wracking. I missed the opening speech. I didn't get a spot, so I had to speak in other opportunities, and I totally failed my first speech. Right? I didn't say anything. I just
You did. You failed his speech. You failed his first.
I think I failed.
You failed his
twice,
speech.
Twice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So my first day was bad. It was a 2-day council, and my first day was horrible. And second day, it was so much better. I talked with other delegates. We negotiated. We created solutions, and we ended up winning the resolution.
Yeah.
My club won the resolution. With some help from other people. Yeah. So I ended up getting third place Alhamdulillah. Yeah. And it was very nerve-wracking. But honestly, it was a lot of fun. I met lots of great people. I mean, the experience is just all of it, right? I know words just an addition.
Okay, I'll pick another from the core team. Nava, go ahead. Go ahead. First experience.
My first MUN experience is back in when was it? 2021.
Oh yeah,
January. On January this year. The whole school is high school. If you guys know. So basically, my council was UNEV, United Nations Environmental Program, and my topic was about sustainable gold mining. My country, I got Mexico. So Mexico is kind of relevant to the topic since Mexico has one of the largest gold mines, and also Mexico is not really good on its sustainable gold mining. So I kind of have the benefit of having relevance in the topic. But to be honest, to be frank, my first experience of MUN was not the best. So I talked a lot, but not as much as the other delegates, so I didn't really get any awards, but that's okay. But the thing is, I got my experience. So the next time I join another conference, I know where my mistakes are. I know what I should improve. I know what I need to do and not do. And here's the fun part. So even though I didn't get any official award, usually each council, so the council has they have chairs and co-chairs, right? They kind of like organize the council. So usually after the conference has ended, we kind of have like an awarding ceremony, but unofficial. So it's like it's for awarding funny titles.
Yes.
So because I did my conference at school, right? I need to wear my mask, and the other delegates they didn't wear their masks at all. They were at home. Because I wore my mask all the time at the conference, I got an award of the delegate who's most likely to be a secret mafia leader. Because I wore my mask all the time. And also because of the connection is not really good, right? Along with other delegates who their connection are not really good. Because our connections are not that good, right? We kind of sometimes have to close our camp. So we got delegates who are most likely to use IndiHome. Yeah, so that's the fun part. That's one of the fun parts. There are many fun parts in MUN. So I hope you guys are excited to join in MUN, and I hope you guys will join our first MUN club in Al-Wildan. In all Al-Wildans.
Yeah.
Right, thank you.
You guys need one more first experience or what?
I guess one.
One more. One more. I'll pick. I'll pick. Guys.
So as before, I said my first MUN was actually SVP MUN.
Yes.
Was held in the 28th of April. So it was done while fasting.
Yeah.
And the council that I got was actually UNSC, which is the hardest.
Yeah.
And it was fun. My country was China, and the topic was Afghanistan conflict and the Ukraine and Russian conflict. And I was under research for that. So fun fact, while all of them were doing their speeches, I was also Googling, trying to make a speech because I was heavily under research. And even though it was scary because me and Zaki, we got bodied by she was
We got bodied by another delegate.
but another delegate which was way younger than us.
She was 8th grade.
Yes, she was in 8th grade, but she was really good. And even though it didn't went well, it was fun, and I think it's a good experience for you guys to have.
All right. Any more questions before we move on to the games? Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Yes. Sorry. Shh.
What's the definition of winning a conference?
What's the definition of winning a conference?
How do you win?
Oh, how do you win? Oh,
Of course, you need to be active. You need to talk a lot.
yeah.
You cannot just stay quiet and don't do anything because that you won't get awards from that. You have good arguments. You need to talk a lot, but you need to talk like with definition, with a solid argument. You don't just talk what you want to say. You have to be structured of what you want to say.
You have to talk a lot. Hold on. You have to talk a lot. You have to speak a lot. You have to basically like be the leader among leaders, right? So you have to lead your own team. You have to negotiate with other delegates and win the council battle. Okay. Next question. Yeah. Last question. Yeah.
Can we like choose our country or like the title, or does the committee choose it for us?
For first timers.
Probably. They're gonna give you a country preference of what country you want, but the decision is up to them on like if they want to give you this country or not. It depends on your experience too. For example, the more experienced delegates get the heavier countries, or the big countries, or the major countries, right? And the less experienced delegates get the smaller countries, and so on and so forth.
So to make it short, you could request a country, but the decision is full on them.
Alright then, I guess go ahead and see. We'll move on to the games. Game time. Okay.
Alhamdulillah, mashallah, what a brilliant explanation and presentation by our three respectable and knowledgeable friends. Now that you have heard the explanation and our sharings, you surely don't want to miss out all the fun stuff of MUN. So now, speaking of fun, we have game time. So the first game that we will execute is going to be a fun debate game. So how the game would work is we would pick 6 volunteers to come in front, and we will divide them into 2 groups. So one group consists of 3 individuals, and each person will have a speaking time of 1 minute. So in order for you guys to have a better understanding of how the game would work, we have our game masters, Ahsan Nadruddin and Mirza Akmal, have a simulation on how the game would go. So guys, the floor is yours.
So yeah, the game is fun debate, right? And then the topic that we're going to talk about is online or offline schooling, which is better, right? And I'm going to be on the online side, while Mirza is going to be on the offline side. Right? And there's cheers.
What? Oh, right. All right. Okay. Oh, bro. Okay. All right. Go ahead. Online side.
Right. So, as the representative of the online faction, I'd like to state why online schooling is better. Right? So, while going to school, while studying, what's most important is gaining information from the teacher, right? And what's better is that if you have extra information, which you can research in the internet. And the internet, as you guys all know, is a media that can have a variety of information regarding to the topic and the material they're studying at school. And I know that the solution that I proposed might have some flaws. And I know, but I think personally that the pros outweighs the cons. And what matters the most in studying is the drive and motivation of the student. Thank you.
All right. Go ahead. Offline side.
Thank you, Hassan, for your speech. However, as the representative of the offline side, I would like to point out that studies have shown that online schooling students who are motivated will become lazy after a period of time. They would instead disrupt the class. An example of this would be tricking the teacher into giving up the host and either 1, kicking the teacher, or 2, ending the entire meeting. Offline, however, keeps students disciplined while also getting rid of little issues such as connection issues. While student motivation is important, a little supervision wouldn't be so bad.
Alright, so that was the demonstration for the fun debate. Who do you guys think won the debate?
There's no winner.
Oh, great, everyone's against me.
Okay. Order. Alright, so I guess you guys got the demonstration for that debate, right? Asta here, and he did a good job delivering his speech, right? He was very concrete and he was very straightforward with his speech, right? So Mirza was a bit stammering, was like, right? So when you're going to do a speech, don't be like that, right? You have to be clear, you have to be concise, you have to be concrete, right? It's like, even though you have the best content in your speech, if you can't deliver it, right, no one will listen to you, right? You have to have a good way of delivering it as well. Alright, start the game. Okay. I mean, like, which one? Okay, so the topic we're gonna do for you guys is, does money make you happier? We're gonna do a pro-con debate, right, of 3 people on each team, alright? So, now you've seen the demonstration. Who wants to volunteer? I need 6 people. You can make up anything. Don't be shy, it's okay. Don't be shy, watch. No shame in this, no shame. We're all friends here. We have 1, 2, 3. Okay, go ahead, 3 more. Make sure to try to convince the audience, okay? Yeah. And we'll try to pick which one's better. Make sure to be more. It's okay, no shame. No shame in this. It's okay. Don't be ashamed. 3 more people. Nice. Yeah, 4. 2 more. Nice. One more. Okay. So I'm just gonna begin. Like, you might know, alright? So your pro, go over here. Your con, your pro, go over here. Your con, your pro, go over here, and your con. Alright, so we're gonna take it in turns, right? Listen. Alright, so we're gonna take it in turns. You guys, you run. Okay, look at each other. Alright, we're gonna do like 1, 2, 3, so it's pro and then con. So it's pro and then con.
No, we're pro. We're pro.
Wait, that was con?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was con and then pro, right? So pro first and then con, and then pro and then con, and then pro and then con. Okay, ready? Alright, I'm gonna give you 1 minute starting. Wait, you guys need preparation time? Just think.
3 minutes preparation, exactly.
Yeah, you guys can discuss. Alright, okay. You guys can discuss first. You guys have to first. What do you wanna say? Let someone repeat. to discuss. Hold on. Say it quietly. No? Quietly.
That's not a yes. That's
Are you guys ready? Ready? Sasana? Okay, good? You guys good? Alright. Pros goes first. Who's gonna start? Wait. I'll be the chair. Okay, go ahead. Pro first. 3, 2, 1, begin. Go ahead. Alright, okay. Go ahead. Okay, listen. He's about to tell you why money makes you happier.
Yes, money makes you happier because I think there are three benefits why money makes happier. And I got the answer based on what the Indonesian position like. The first one, money makes you happier because it can raise your social level. Like remembering that all of Indonesians mostly respect a rich person. Like there's a rich person like, thank you. If there is a rich guy, they will respect you and they wouldn't underestimate you because they know your success and you have so much money. That's the first one. And then the second one, if you have so much money, you can buy anything you want. You can buy anything you want. If you want a PlayStation, you can buy it. Or if you want your kids. If you want your kid to study abroad, yes, you can pay it. Even in the most favorite university, yes, you can pay it. And then the third benefit.
Your time is up. Go ahead. Okay, come. Go ahead. One go.
As a representative, money makes you happier. I sadly have to say that money does not technically make you happier. Studies have shown, and psychology researchers have been done, rich people tend to have stress a lot since they need to control more money, which means you can get bankrupt and eventually be sad. And I propose that money does not make you happier because what's more valuable in life is friends, family, and the emotional attachments you have, and that's more important than money. And you can't, and as you said, you can study abroad using money. Most scholarships now are like going to every places, especially in Europe. Denmark, Finland, Swiss, they have many scholarships which allow students to study abroad completely free of any cost. And the last thing is you can buy, as you said, you can buy PlayStations, you can buy games, and more of that stuff. There has been one of these times, as I experienced myself, going to a friend's house, playing their PlayStation. It's more fun because you actually get to know them better and playing with them, like playing with their PlayStation together.
Your time is up.
Builds a connection, and that is more valuable.
All right, one from bro.
Okay.
Your time starts now.
I appreciate Risky's little sentimental speech back there, but as a representative of
Look at the other ones.
as a representative of Bro, I have to say that what you said about rich people having more stress due to having to control money because of debt, like those debts, loans, or whatever. I have to say that this the topic doesn't include things like debt or loan. It's just money in general. So that point was relevant. What I do want to say is that one other thing the money does is it reflects your social status. Not so if you are in a working society, money, in my words, keeps you on top of the food chain. People who are in poverty, they're like in a continuous spiral of poverty. However, like rich people, if you have a lot of money, it's going to open up a lot of paths for you in the future. It keeps one other thing which is important is that money keeps you secure. what you said about friends and family, I do agree, but I think money definitely helps. It keeps it helps with security. It helps with maintaining your social status. It helps with I guess facilitating your family or your loved ones. Try my best.
Okay. But I think money is not important than family. Because family, if you lose your family, you can get back your family. But if you lose your money, you can get back your money. So I think if you still choose money, then maybe you can forget your family. Like lots of fathers forget their family. They too much to work because because the boss say that he needs to work a lot to get more money, and then they forgot the family. If the kid wants to play with him or maybe want to be together with him, because he is worth too much. And I think if you choose more money, then maybe you can forget your family. So I think that's all.
All right, go ahead, bro.
As a representative of the pros of money makes you happier, is that what has family to do with money? I think that family has little to none connection to family. It is more to survival instincts. Basically, money can buy you food, right? Money can buy you houses. It can shelter. It can buy you life. And that's what I think makes money happier for you. So yeah, that's what I think.
Go ahead.
Money can help you more about your work, about your anything that you can do. But with me, the experience is more valuable. Like every rich people do the from zero to rich because they hard work. The process is our process is more good than the process is very good. And that can make you happy, but not the money. Money can help you for work.
All right then. Yeah, that was a good debate. No, I mean, mashallah. Who do you guys think won, the pro or the con? Well, congratulations for the con side. You officially won the debate. Everyone clap.
Probably the criteria why we want to
All right. I'll give you something actually. I guess everyone in the debate spoke very well. That's right. You had your points and you had your own specific beliefs as to why you said pro and why you said con. Right? That's very good. You already know what to do, right? And half of solving the problem is writing it down. Right? So I think what the con team actually did better was they actually spoke better. Right? They delivered their points better. Right? You could hear them, you could hear their points like in a clear stream of water flowing into your mind. And that's what you have to do when you have to speak. You have to make your words into one clear stream so the audience understands it and so the audience really sucks it in. Right? And I guess that's why con won, right? Why pro lost, I think because they had good points, but the way they delivered it is a bit except in final, how they good. Alright. Yeah, I guess that's it. Does anyone else have to say?
So you guys get the experience basically. You can actually feel the tense, right? the nervousness and all the excitement, and hope you can gain a lot of experience from this. Okay.
All right. I guess that's it for the debate. Thank you for
Thank you, guys.
volunteering. Go ahead and sit down. All right. Now we'll be moving on
To the last game? No?
MashaAllah, what a wonderful game that we have. It's a very, very outstanding move by Mr. Islam, and a very, very upsetting, so sad for Mirza. Okay. So next up is another game for you guys. It's about the negotiation skills. Well, it's called the negotiation game to be more precise. So this negotiation game is just the same as the previous game. It consists of 6 people, but what? 2 people? Oh, 4 people. Oh, my bad. 4 people, considered in 2 groups, yes? 2 groups. We're going to negotiate about what's it called? Okay, later. Well, you guys, both of those teams will negotiate. Okay. So, for one second, the game masters, please. The floor is yours.
So the game masters' names are Rico Fazil and Jason. Please welcome.
So, I'm the seller and he's the buyer. He needs to buy a house at the end of this negotiation, and I need to sell the house. He needs to buy it at a lower price than what I said, and of course I need to sell it for the fast price. That is how selling and buying works. So, we're going to demonstrate how negotiations usually work.
Yep. Alright, go ahead.
So as you can see here is a mansion, and I would like to sell it to you for $80 million US, and I think that's a justifiable price because as you can see it has a luxurious design. It's also in the coastal area, judging from the palm trees, and as you can see it's surrounded by nature. It also has many facilities such as a swimming pool, a helipad, and also many local rooms. And as also you can see that there are many green areas for your outdoor activities and whatnot. And if you have a hobby of collecting cars or vehicles, as you can see here, there is also a huge car garage.
I don't think the 80 million is the price that I would take. First of all, I don't really like that the mansion is in the coastline area. The coastline area is a hard place that have a natural disaster like typhoon, tsunami, and you know. Other than that, I really like that there's a lot of green sceneries around the house, around the mansion. And I think the design is perfect for me since I really like modern architecture. Well, the price that I will give to you is $76 million.
Okay, so judging from your reasoning, I think that is quite reasonable. But the smallest amount that I would take is $77 million US, and because I think it's a justifiable. It's a justifiable price judging by this luxurious mansion.
Well, sorry, but I don't have that much money, so I think I can hire my price to $76.5 million.
Okay, so because I also need to sell this house and you also need to buy it, I think that's right. Reasonable and agreeable price for me to sell this house. I think that's a deal.
Alright, so that was the negotiation game. I guess you guys saw how the buyer and the seller negotiated the price and whatnot, right? And how they, in the end, they got to an agreement. And that's what negotiation is for, right? You have to get to an agreement. Like, for example, when you're negotiating with your mother on how long you should play the phone and whatnot, you have to get to a conclusion. You can't get to an argument. If you get to an argument, then the negotiation fails. Right? So what you have to do in a negotiation is that you have to draw it to a conclusion. And a conclusion that favors you. Alright then.
Okay, who's gonna go? Of course, different people.
Yeah, different people from last time. We need
two for one group.
Yeah, we need 2 people as the buyer and 2 people as the seller.
Who wants to play the game? Anyone? Come on.
I need volunteers.
Come on, guys. Come on. Oh, okay. Yeah, if no one wants to go in front, we'll pick. It's alright. It's alright. It's a training, you guys.
No stress.
It's a training.
No pressure. No pressure.
No pressure.
No pressure. Come on.
2 people. Wait, 4 people. 4 people. Come on. Or we'll pick.
Or we will take you guys.
Come on. Oh, come on, you guys. Come on. It's fun. We'll show you. We'll show you.
Okay. Yeah, okay. We'll pick. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah.
Hey, come on. Come on. Someone. Okay. I'm gonna count to 5. No one has. Hey. If no one volunteers, you're gonna count to 5, and I'm gonna start picking. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, we'll start picking.
You pick the first one. I pick the second one.
Okay.
Atal, you pick the third one.
Okay, I'll pick
Which one?
you.
Go. Pick the fourth one.
Go ahead. Okay. Okay. You're gonna be the buyer. I'm gonna be the buyer.
Zach, can we go to the physics?
Okay, you're going to be the buyer. Okay, you're going to be the buyer with him. Okay, one more.
You was in the ring. Great.
Okay, you'll be the seller. Yeah, you'll be the seller.
It's okay. This is for practice. Orna, do you need the guy with the Orna?
Yeah. Alright, so this is the update. These guys will be the buyer. These guys will be the buyer, and these guys will be the seller, right?
We'll give them time to discuss.
Okay, I'll do these pictures first. Okay.
So
wait,
so the picture of the house, alright? So we'll give them 3 minutes? 2 minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes to like call.
What's the base price?
Yeah, you guys hit the base rate. Okay, one more minute. 2 more minutes.
So this is they present
Aku pakai bahasa.
item.
Say something about other water.
It's hard to make it.
What do you want here?
No, no.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
You guys ready?
Okay, so the objective of the game is the buyer has to put the house's cost as low as possible, and the seller has to put the house's cost as high as possible. Alright? It's free discussion, it's not like it's not taking turns and whatnot. All you guys have to do is set the price. Okay? Alright. You have 3 minutes to get the price. Go ahead.
5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Oh, 5.
What's the starting price?
They're gonna set the start.
You guys have 5 minutes. Go.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's free discussion. You free discussion.
How much money would you like to offer?
Get some voice. Go on.
200,000. Very good price. Quality stone is from underwater.
I like the shapes are big.
No.
Basic exterior design.
Good price.
Yeah, but there's not really much going on.
There's art here. It's from art. 100,000 very cheap. It's not scam. Real money. Real.
The house is really like please listen carefully.
The one who makes it is a really good artist. 200,000. Good price.
I don't think a house like this is worth 200,000.
No, bro.
It's about
This is price. Big price.
the door is
No, this is quality door. Very, very expensive door.
It's not.
It is. It's from very expensive wood. Very expensive.
Wooden sea?
Yes, wooden sea. It's waterproof door.
Wait, but where are the neighbors though?
Here, blind this neighbor. Blind.
There's barely any neighbors. Yeah, they're
Here,
like
here. Walk. You know? Walk. 100,000. That's price. Good price.
200,000 for the. Well, what are the benefits of the walls then?
The benefit is really good, very good. Quality and it's a rock. Good.
What makes it good?
Because it's a rock. Yes. So, in my opinion, why this is 200,000? Because this is underwater. There's barely even houses underwater.
And there's also barely humans who live underwater.
Oh, I mean, look, this neighbor is exotic, very expensive. This is for
It's not livable.
I mean, it's waterproof. Look, this stone is.
The wood.
The stone is from China. It's from. No, it's imported from China. Very good price. This house is a reference from the movie SpongeBob, popular movie called SpongeBob.
Too bad we don't know SpongeBob.
So you have no childhood. Okay, negotiate. How much?
What do you have? $20.
What? You bought? Only $200,000. No, that's price.
We'll start from 20,000.
No. 200,000. This is no.
You guys have 1 more minute. 1 more minute.
180,000. That's price.
50,000.
What? Crazy. No, this is good price. There's like you
can understand.
Yeah.
So we're like,
How much
which would cost us more money.
No.
Which means we need more money to
You
build
can
stuff around. What's your offer?
Okay. 150,000.
60,000.
What? No. 150,000 guys.
10 seconds.
Okay. 100,000.
No. 120.
10 seconds. Come on, 10 seconds.
20,000?
Yeah.
We'll take it. Okay.
Oh, so what was the final price? 120,000. Okay.
I think that was really good and it was really creative how. What's your name? Nabil or Nabil? No, I think how Nabil basically makes up stuff to justify the price of 200,000. It shows how he is creative, and but sometimes in MUN negotiations doesn't always work, and sometimes you end up just making another enemy. I think it's so. I think it's a good negotiation. It's a huge part in MUN, and I think that's basically how it goes. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until one side.
So, who do you think won? The buyer or the seller?
Seller.
The base price for the house was 200,000. 200,000, and then the price agreed was 130, right? So I think the buyer. So look, the buyer was. Thank you. MashaAllah. A very, very nice argument and debate for both sides. Sadly, for the buyer side, the seller side, well, better luck next time. Okay. Thank you for Bang Masala and Bang Rico for the negotiation game. Now, it's sadly for us to end the workshop. So, we would like to have you around in the MUN club, and we are very, very grateful for all of you to be here. Okay. Also, we would like to sincerely give our deepest apologies if there are any inconveniences or any mistakes, and we hope you would stick around and join the MUN club for real. So let's end this event with reciting the Dua Kafaratul Majlis. Before we all go, core team line up, core team. Line up. And don't forget to follow our Instagram account. If you guys want to contact us further or something, you just contact this number, right? And for example, if you have any other questions about the club, just contact me again, okay? Core team, line up, in one straight line. Line. Okay, alright. I'm gonna count to 1 and then you're all gonna bow. Okay? You can't bow. You're all gonna say thank you.
Okay, thank you.
3, 2, 1.
Thank you.
Alright. So later on, if you guys still want to join the club, we're gonna have another registration form, right? This workshop was basically just a debut of the club, right? So you guys can know how the MBA works and whatnot, and what exactly you're gonna do when you're in the club, right? So negotiation, debate, speeches, and whatnot.
We're going to do an extension right now. So we're going to see who's present from the last registration form, and we're gonna add you all to a new group. So then we're going to give you a new registration form to join the MUN club. Okay, so once you register to that, you will officially be a member of the MUN club.
Yeah, so we're gonna add you to another group. I think we're gonna set another form in that group. For those who are boarding, so for those who are boarding, you can just contact me on that. If you want to be, if you want to join the club or something, like just contact the central hub and he'll facilitate you for the registration.
Yeah, perhaps it would be easier if I just go from the name in the spreadsheet, because you have registered yourself online, right?
Yeah.
For those of you who have registered yourself online, you must include your phone number. The question is that, is there anyone who didn't include the phone number there? Because we're going to need a WhatsApp group chat where we're going to send a link to the registration. If you think that you haven't included your phone number there, then you should write down here, right? But if you think you have, then it's okay for you to, leave. But I think right now I'm just going to mention those who have include the phone number and those who hasn't. Okay? So please listen carefully. All right. These are the names. We have, we have, how many here? 48, right? The first one, there is your name. The second one is, you still after all, you have your phone number. I'm just going to go with those without phone number. Everyone has included a phone number. Right. So perhaps right now, I'm just going to ask you, who hasn't registered yourself online? Is there anyone here? Okay. Gala? Right, please come here. Write down your names and your phone number.
For the ones who won the competition is not from the game, stay here first because we have something for you guys.
Okay, so you'll be going home, right? I mean, for the full day students. And then for the boarding students, you're going to stay here. But there will be a chance for you to meet your parents. Okay? Probably, right? Or maybe you can call your parents. We are going to give you some time, perhaps until the end of this week, for you to consider whether you want to join MUN or not. Here, we're not forcing you to join, but we're here to help you, as what the section said. But we're here to help you if you want to gain much better experience, you want to get better in terms of public speaking, how to socialize, and how you communicate. If you want to be able to communicate with other people in English, especially, we can help you to get to it. Yeah? So in here again, we're not forcing you. Please consider it until the end of this week. If you can also talk about it with your parents, okay, and decide whether you want to join or not. And then, how you decide it, you're going to fill in the link, right? That we're going to send you in the group chat that we're going to make from the phone number we have written here. Now it's time for me to take attendance. I'm just going to mention your name and please stay present. First one, you listed Abdul right here, okay? And then Muhammad Rafan Al-Fali. Here, alright. Efran Faindrataya. No here? Efran? No? Efran? Can you write down the name? Okay, Zahan Marufi. Okay, Zahan Marufi is here. Muhammad Rizki Ramadan. Present. Okay. Altaf in Ihsan Latif. Okay. Rashad Sharif. Okay. Farel Mahesa di Antalugis. Farel is not here. Farel Mahesa. Yes, Farel Mahesa. Ocean Malik. Okay. Muhammad Sultan Abram. Muhammad Sultan Abram. Muhammad Sultan Abram here.
Please say present.
Yeah. Iftitah Ranjana. Present. Okay, Anja. Altaf Narayan. Okay, Altaf here. Salman Azam here. Okay, say present, just say present. Benzo. Okay. Muhammad Nadif Mulya. Who was here? He won the toilet. Raya Rashan. Okay. Malik. Thank you. Rakian Mangaraja.
Not here.
Rakian. Muhammad Rakian Mangaraja. Rido. Zahan Firdaus. Thank you. Muhammad Nafis Azhar. Thank you. Muhammad Alfaro Insan Pramana. Thank you. Kemal Pasha. Thank you. Aftar Fayyad. Thank you. Muhammad Zayan Arkana. Thank you. Nufail Ammar Nandana. Yes, present. Okay. Isabil Askar. Thank you. Abdul Kabir. Okay. Nata Shuraisyap. No, Nata. Tariq Akbar. Hafiz. Thank you. Muhammad Ahnaf. Thank you. Fadil Aisi. Okay. Hafiz. I have. What is there? Yeah. Yeah. Muhammad Genta. Muhammad Genta. Genta's not here. Faiz Ahmad Dagestani. Yes, sir. Okay, thank you. Omar Zafir Khalid. Okay. Muhammad Hafiz Gifari. The first one is Hafiz Al-Dikiano. Hafiz Al-Dikiano is not here. Okay. Hafiz with K, H-A. And then Muhammad Nabil. Muhammad Nabil. Nabil?
It's Nabil.
Okay. Muhammad Nabil is not here. Mahardika. Garuda Susanto. Mahardika. Mahardika is not here. Khalil Abraham. Khalil Abraham. Khalil Abraham is not here. Raihan Dani Saputra. Raihan Dani Saputra. Raihan Dani Saputra. Raihan Dani Saputra. Muhammad Haidar Akil. Muhammad Haidar Akil. Muhammad Hafiz Al-Islam. Okay. No, he's here. Diandra Arhamahila. Diandra. DY.